Welcome back to All About English. Today, we're going to talk about something many English learners experience but don't always talk about.
The fear of speaking English.
Have you ever known exactly what someone was saying in English, but when it was your turn to answer, you suddenly became nervous?
Maybe you knew the words, but you were afraid of saying something wrong.
Or maybe you started thinking about your grammar, your pronunciation, or what the other person might think about you.
And then you decided to stay quiet.
If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone.
Many English learners are afraid of making mistakes when they speak.
But here's the important question. Why are we so afraid of making mistakes?
Sometimes we think we need to speak perfect English before we can speak confidently.
But that's actually backwards.
You don't become confident and then start speaking.
You start speaking and confidence grows with practice.
Exactly.
In this episode, we're going to talk about why you're afraid to speak English and how you can overcome that fear.
We'll talk about mistakes, perfectionism, pronunciation, and the fear of being judged.
And most importantly, we'll give you simple ways to become more comfortable speaking English every day.
You don't need perfect English.
You just need the courage to start.
So if you're ready to become more confident in English, let's begin.
Let's start with one of the biggest reasons people are afraid to speak English: making mistakes.
Yes, this is probably one of the most common problems English learners experience.
You might know the answer to a question, but you don't say anything because you're worried that your English won't be perfect.
You start thinking, what if I use the wrong word?
Or what if my grammar is wrong?
Or even, what if the other person laughs at me?
And because you're thinking about all these things, you decide not to speak at all.
Exactly. You stay quiet because staying quiet feels safer than making a mistake.
But here's the problem. If you never make mistakes, you're probably not practicing enough.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
Think about learning any new skill. Imagine you're learning to play basketball.
You wouldn't expect to make every shot perfectly on your first day.
Of course not. You would miss the basket many times.
And every time you miss, you learn something.
Maybe your aim was wrong.
Maybe you used too much force.
Or maybe your position wasn't right.
But you don't say, I missed the basket, so I'm terrible at basketball. I should never play again.
Exactly. You try again.
Learning English works the same way.
You make a mistake, you notice it, you learn from it, and then you try again.
But somehow, when it comes to language learning, people often expect themselves to be perfect.
Especially when speaking with other people.
Yes, a learner might be comfortable making mistakes alone, but become very nervous when speaking with someone else.
Let's imagine you're talking to an English speaker, and they ask you, "What did you do last weekend?"
You know what you want to say.
You went to the city, met some friends, had lunch, and watched a movie.
You know all the vocabulary.
But then you start thinking about grammar.
Should I say I go or I went?
Is it meet or met?
Do I need this preposition?
And suddenly, a simple answer becomes a very difficult task.
You might spend 10 seconds thinking about one sentence.
And because you're taking so long, you become even more nervous.
Then you might say, I don't know.
Even though you actually do know.
Exactly. The problem isn't always your English. Sometimes it's your fear.
That's a very important difference.
You may have enough English to communicate, but you're afraid to use it.
So what can we do about this fear?
First, we need to change the way we think about mistakes.
Instead of seeing a mistake as something embarrassing,
See it as information.
information?
Yes, a mistake tells you something you can improve.
So if I say, "Yesterday I go to the market," and someone corrects me,
You learn that you should say, yesterday I went to the market.
and the next time I want to talk about yesterday, I may remember went.
Exactly.
So the mistake actually helped me.
Yes. Without making the mistake, you might not have noticed the problem.
That's why mistakes can be useful teachers.
Exactly.
Another important thing is understanding that people don't expect you to speak perfect English.
Especially if they know that English isn't your first language.
Most people are interested in understanding your message.
They aren't sitting there counting every grammar mistake you make.
That's something many learners forget.
We often imagine that everyone is paying attention to every little mistake.
But in reality, people are usually thinking about the conversation itself.
They're listening to what you want to say.
So if you make a small mistake but communicate your idea clearly, that's still successful communication.
Absolutely.
Let's take another example.
Okay.
Imagine you're at a restaurant in an English-speaking country.
You want to order a meal,
Maybe you're not sure about the correct grammar.
but you can simply say, "I'd like chicken and rice, please."
That's enough.
You don't need a complicated sentence.
You don't need advanced vocabulary.
You just need to communicate what you want.
And if you make a small pronunciation mistake,
You can correct yourself and continue.
that's another useful skill, correcting yourself.
Yes, you can say, I go, depending on what you want to say.
You don't have to stop the entire conversation.
Exactly. Keep going.
That's something confident speakers do.
They make mistakes too.
Really?
Of course. Even native speakers sometimes make mistakes.
They forget words.
They change their sentence halfway through,
They pronounce something incorrectly.
or they simply say something and then realize they could have said it differently.
So making mistakes isn't something that only English learners do.
Exactly. It's a normal part of communication.
The difference is that confident speakers don't let a small mistake stop them.
That's the key.
They continue.
They don't spend the next 30 seconds thinking about what they just said.
They simply move on.
And that's what English learners need to practice.
Don't let one mistake ruin the rest of your sentence.
Don't stop speaking because you used the wrong tense.
Don't give up because you forgot one word.
Find another way to say it.
That's a very useful strategy.
Imagine you forget the word umbrella.
You could say, the thing you use when it's raining.
Exactly.
And the other person will probably understand you.
They might even give you the word umbrella.
And now you've learned it.
That's how real communication works.
So you don't need to know every English word before you start speaking.
You need to learn how to work with the words you already know.
That's a powerful idea.
Your English doesn't have to be perfect to be useful.
It just needs to help you communicate.
Exactly.
Another problem is perfectionism.
Yes, perfectionism can be a serious obstacle for language learners.
What do you mean by perfectionism?
It means wanting everything to be perfect before you're willing to use it.
So a learner thinks, I'll speak when my grammar is perfect.
But that day may never come.
Because even advanced speakers continue learning.
Exactly.
There's always another word to learn, another expression to understand, or another pronunciation detail to improve.
That's why you shouldn't wait for perfection.
Start with what you have,
Use the English you know today
then improve it tomorrow.
and continue improving next week.
Let's give our listeners a simple challenge.
Okay?
Today, try to have a short conversation in English without worrying about mistakes.
Choose a simple topic.
Talk about your morning.
Talk about your favorite food.
Talk about what you're going to do tomorrow.
Or describe what you're doing right now.
Your goal isn't to speak perfectly.
Your goal is simply to keep speaking.
If you make a mistake, continue.
If you forget a word, explain it another way.
If you don't know the grammar, use a simpler sentence.
And if someone corrects you, don't feel embarrassed.
Say thank you and continue the conversation.
Every correction is an opportunity to learn.
So let's remember the main idea of this part.
Making mistakes doesn't mean you're failing.
Making mistakes means you're practicing.
And practicing is how you improve.
You don't need to become fearless before you speak English.
You become less afraid by speaking more.
Little by little.
One conversation at a time.
One mistake at a time.
And one improvement at a time.
So don't let the fear of mistakes keep you silent.
Your mistakes are not proof that your English is bad.
They're proof that you're using it.
And that's exactly how you get better.
In the next part, we'll talk about another important step. Stopping the habit of trying to speak perfectly.
Because sometimes the biggest thing stopping you from speaking is the pressure you put on yourself.
In the last part, we talked about being afraid of making mistakes. Now let's talk about another problem that can stop you from speaking. Trying to be perfect.
Yes. Many English learners believe they need perfect grammar before they can speak confidently.
But that's an impossible standard.
Exactly. If you wait until your English is perfect, you may never feel ready to speak.
Why do we put so much pressure on ourselves?
Sometimes we think that speaking good English means never making a grammar mistake.
Or using difficult vocabulary.
Or having perfect pronunciation.
But is that really what good communication is about?
Not really. Good communication is about expressing your ideas clearly and understanding other people.
So you don't need complicated English to have a good conversation.
Exactly. Simple English can be very powerful.
Let's imagine someone asks you, "What did you do this weekend?"
You don't need a long, complicated answer.
You can simply say, "I stayed home. I watched a movie and cooked dinner."
That's perfectly understandable.
And it's natural.
Right. You don't need to impress anyone with advanced vocabulary.
Another problem with perfectionism is that it can make you speak very slowly.
Because you're checking every sentence before saying it.
You think, is this the correct tense?
Should I use this word?
Is my pronunciation correct?
By the time you finish thinking, the conversation has already moved on.
Exactly. Sometimes it's better to speak a simple sentence quickly than to spend 20 seconds creating a perfect one.
That's an important lesson for English learners.
So, what should we focus on instead of perfection?
Focus on progress.
What does that mean?
Compare yourself with your past self, not with a fluent speaker.
Maybe last month you could only say 3 sentences about your day.
But today you can speak for 5 minutes.
That's progress.
Exactly. Maybe your pronunciation isn't perfect yet, but it's better than it was before.
Maybe you still make grammar mistakes, but you can speak without stopping as often.
That's progress too.
So we shouldn't ask, "Am I perfect?"
We should ask, am I improving?
I like that.
Another useful habit is allowing yourself to use simple words when you don't know advanced ones.
For example, if you forget the word exhausted, you can say, "I'm very tired."
Exactly.
If you don't know the word purchase, you can say buy.
Right. You don't have to stop speaking because you don't know the most advanced word.
Use the words you know.
And keep the conversation moving.
Over time, you'll learn more advanced expressions naturally.
Exactly.
So here's a simple rule. Don't wait for perfect English.
Use your English now.
Make it simple
Make it clear,
and keep improving.
because confidence doesn't come from speaking perfectly.
It comes from speaking regularly.
And the more you speak, the less pressure you will feel.
So the next time you want to say something in English, don't spend too much time searching for the perfect sentence.
Just start with the words you know.
You might make a mistake.
That's okay.
You might use simple English.
That's okay too.
The important thing is that you communicate.
And every conversation gives you another opportunity to improve.
In the next part, we'll talk about what you can say when you don't know a word in English.
Because forgetting a word doesn't have to end the conversation.
You can keep going.
And we'll show you how.
In the last part, we talked about not trying to speak perfect English.
And one of the biggest problems learners have is stopping when they don't know a word.
Yes, you're speaking, everything is going well, and suddenly one word disappears from your mind.
You know the word in your own language, but you just can't remember it in English.
What do you usually do in that situation?
Many learners stop completely.
Or they become nervous and say, I don't know how to say it.
And sometimes they give up on the whole sentence.
But there's a much better solution.
Don't stop. Find another way to explain the idea.
So you don't always need the exact word?
Exactly. You can describe it.
Let's give an example.
Okay.
Imagine you're talking about your kitchen and you forget the word refrigerator.
Instead of stopping, you can say, the machine in the kitchen that keeps food cold.
And the other person will probably understand.
They might even say, oh, you mean a refrigerator?
And then you can say, yes, exactly.
Now you've learned the word again, and the conversation continues.
That's a really useful skill.
It's called describing something when you don't know or remember the exact word.
And it can help you become much more confident.
Because you're no longer depending on knowing every single word.
You can use the vocabulary you already have.
Exactly.
Let's try another example.
Imagine you forget the word scissors.
You could say, it's a tool you use to cut paper.
Perfect.
Or maybe you forget the word pillow.
You could say, the soft thing you put your head on when you sleep.
Simple, but effective.
And that's the important thing. Your explanation doesn't have to be perfect.
It just needs to communicate the idea.
Exactly.
Another useful strategy is asking the other person for help.
Yes, you can simply say, what's the word for...
Or, how do you say this in English?
Those are very useful expressions.
And there's nothing embarrassing about asking.
Not at all. In fact, asking questions is part of learning.
So if you're talking to someone and forget a word, don't panic.
Take a breath and explain what you mean.
Or ask for the word.
Then continue speaking.
This is much better than becoming silent.
Definitely.
Because the goal of a conversation isn't to prove that you know every English word.
The goal is to communicate.
That's something every English learner should remember.
You don't need perfect vocabulary to have a successful conversation.
You need flexibility.
Exactly. If one word doesn't come to you, use another word.
If you can't use another word, describe it.
And if you still need help, ask.
That's a simple 3-step strategy.
Use another word, describe it, or ask for help.
I like that because it makes speaking feel less stressful.
And the more you practice this strategy, the easier it becomes.
So the next time you forget a word, don't stop the conversation.
Keep going.
Don't worry about finding the perfect word.
Explain the idea with the English you already know.
And remember, being a good English speaker isn't about knowing every word.
It's about knowing how to keep communicating, even when you don't know a word.
That's a skill you can practice every day.
And once you develop it, you'll feel much more confident when speaking.
In the next part, we'll talk about another important habit, how small daily practice can make your English stronger.
Because you don't need hours of studying every day to improve.
You just need to practice consistently. Now, let's talk about something that many English learners struggle with, finding someone to practice speaking with.
Yes, people often say, I want to practice speaking, but I don't have anyone to speak English with.
And that's a real problem for some learners.
But here's the good news. You can practice speaking even when you're completely alone.
Alone?
Absolutely. You don't always need another person to practice speaking.
So, what's the easiest way to start?
Start by talking about your day.
What do you mean?
Simply describe what you're doing in English.
For example, if I wake up in the morning, I could say, I'm getting ready for the day. I'm making breakfast. Now I'm drinking some coffee.
Exactly. The sentences don't need to be complicated.
And I can do this while I'm actually doing those things?
Yes, you're connecting English with real actions.
That sounds much easier than sitting down and trying to create a long speech.
It is. Start with simple things that you already know how to talk about.
What else can we do?
Ask yourself questions.
Give me an example.
Ask yourself, what did I do today?
Then answer the question out loud.
Exactly. You could say, today I went to work. I had lunch with my friend. After work, I went home.
And then I could ask another question.
Right. What am I going to do tomorrow?
Then I answer that too.
This creates a small conversation with yourself.
That's actually a clever idea.
And it helps you practice forming sentences without translating every sentence in your head.
Another thing learners can do is describe what they see.
Yes, look around the room and describe objects.
For example, there is a table in front of me. There are 2 chairs. My phone is on the table.
Exactly.
You can even describe what people are doing around you.
As long as you're not making anyone uncomfortable.
Of course.
You could say, a man is walking down the street. A car is stopping at the traffic light.
This is a great way to practice vocabulary.
And you can do it almost anywhere.
What about reading aloud?
That's another excellent exercise.
Some learners read silently all the time.
Reading silently is useful, but reading aloud gives you speaking practice too.
So I could take a short English article or story and read it out loud.
Exactly. Focus on pronunciation, rhythm, and speaking clearly.
And I don't have to understand every single word before I start.
You should understand the general meaning, but don't stop every few seconds to check every word.
Keep the reading natural.
Right. The goal is to get your mouth used to producing English.
I also think recording yourself could help.
Definitely. Your phone can become a very useful speaking practice tool.
I could record myself talking for 1 or 2 minutes.
Then listen to the recording afterward.
That might feel a little strange at first,
It probably will.
but it can help you notice things you don't notice while speaking.
Exactly. You may notice that you speak too quickly,
Or that you repeat the same word many times.
or that you need to work on a particular pronunciation.
And then I can try the same topic again.
That's one of the best parts.
The first recording doesn't need to be perfect.
The second one can be better.
And the third one can be even better.
That's real progress.
How long should someone practice speaking alone every day?
You don't need a huge amount of time.
So even 10 minutes can help?
Absolutely. 10 focused minutes every day can be more useful than practicing for 1 hour once a week.
Consistency is more important than doing a lot at once.
Exactly.
So you could spend 3 minutes describing your day,
Then 3 minutes answering questions.
and 4 minutes reading or recording yourself.
That's already 10 minutes of speaking practice.
And you can do it at home.
You can do it while getting ready, walking around your room, or even preparing your daily tasks.
So there's really no excuse to wait for the perfect speaking partner.
You can start practicing today.
And when you eventually speak with another person, you'll probably feel more prepared.
Exactly. Speaking alone doesn't replace real conversations, but it helps you build confidence and fluency.
So let's give our listeners a simple challenge.
Okay.
Tonight, spend 5 minutes speaking English alone.
Choose one simple topic.
Talk about your day, your plans, your room, your work, or something you enjoy.
Don't write a script first.
Just speak.
If you forget a word, use another word or describe it.
If you make a mistake, keep going.
And if you stop, simply start again.
The goal isn't to sound perfect.
The goal is to get comfortable using English.
Because the more you speak, the easier speaking becomes.
And sometimes the best person to practice with is simply yourself.
In the next part, we'll talk about how to build a simple speaking routine that you can follow every day.
Something realistic that you can actually continue, even when you're busy.
We've talked about mistakes, perfectionism, finding the right words, and practicing alone. Now, let's put everything together with a simple challenge.
A challenge?
Yes, a 10-minute daily speaking challenge.
I like the sound of that.
The idea is very simple. Spend just 10 minutes every day speaking English.
Only 10 minutes?
Yes, you don't need to spend hours studying.
And you don't need a perfect speaking partner.
You just need 10 minutes and a willingness to speak.
So how should we use those 10 minutes?
Let's divide them into a few simple activities.
Great. What's the first one?
The first 3 minutes are for talking about your day.
So you simply describe what happened?
Exactly. Talk about what you did today.
For example, I woke up at 7. I had breakfast. Then I went to work.
Yes, and don't stop there if you can say more.
You could explain how your day felt.
Right. I was very busy today, but I finished an important task.
This is a great way to practice the past tense.
And everyday vocabulary.
Exactly.
The important thing is to speak out loud, not just think about the sentences.
That's a very important difference.
After 3 minutes, move to the next activity.
What's next?
3 minutes of questions and answers.
So we ask ourselves questions?
Yes, choose a topic and ask yourself simple questions.
For example, if the topic is travel, I could ask, where would I like to travel?
Then answer the question.
I'd like to visit Spain because I want to see the cities and try the food.
Then ask another question.
Who would I like to travel with?
Exactly. Keep the conversation going.
And if you don't know what to say?
Give yourself time. You don't have to answer immediately.
That's useful because real conversations also have pauses.
Exactly. A short pause is completely normal.
What about the next part?
The next 2 minutes are for vocabulary.
How does that work?
Choose 3 to 5 English words you want to practice.
Then make sentences with them?
Yes, don't just memorize the words. Use them.
For example, if my words are improve, comfortable, and practice, I could say, I want to improve my English. I want to feel more comfortable when I speak. I need to practice every day.
Perfect.
And I can make the sentences about my own life.
That's even better, because personal examples are easier to remember.
So we have 3 minutes for our day, 3 minutes for questions, and 2 minutes for vocabulary.
That's 8 minutes.
Which means we have 2 minutes left.
And those final 2 minutes are for free speaking.
No topic?
You can choose any topic you want.
So I could talk about my favorite movie, a place I've visited, my plans for tomorrow, or something I learned recently?
Exactly.
And I shouldn't prepare everything before speaking?
Right. Just start talking.
That sounds like the hardest part.
It might feel difficult at first,
Especially when you don't know what to say,
but that's exactly why it's useful.
because you're practicing thinking in English.
Yes, you're training yourself to create sentences without preparing every word.
And that can make real conversations easier?
Exactly.
What if someone doesn't have 10 minutes every day?
Then start with 5 minutes.
So the important thing is consistency, not the exact number of minutes?
That's right. 10 minutes is the challenge, but 5 focused minutes are better than doing nothing.
And eventually 10 minutes will feel normal.
Yes, you may even find yourself speaking for longer without noticing.
Another important thing is not judging yourself too much.
Absolutely.
If you make mistakes during the 10 minutes, that's okay.
Remember what we talked about earlier. Mistakes are part of learning.
So don't stop the challenge every time you make a grammar mistake.
Keep speaking.
And
if you forget a word?
Describe it, use another word, or ask yourself what other words you know.
So we're using all the strategies we've discussed?
Exactly. This challenge brings everything together.
And after a week, you can look back and see how much you've practiced.
You might even notice that you're speaking more easily.
Maybe you're pausing less?
Maybe you're using more vocabulary.
Or maybe you're simply feeling less nervous.
And that's a big improvement.
So let's make the challenge very simple for everyone listening.
For the next 7 days, try to speak English for 10 minutes every day.
3 minutes talking about your day.
3 minutes answering questions.
2 minutes practicing vocabulary.
And 2 minutes of free speaking.
No perfection.
No complicated preparation.
Just 10 minutes of speaking.
And if you miss one day,
Don't give up.
start again the next day. And that's where we come to the end of today's episode.
We've talked about something every English learner needs to remember. You don't have to speak perfect English to start speaking.
Don't let the fear of mistakes keep you silent.
If you make a mistake, learn from it and keep going.
If you forget a word, describe it or use another word.
And if you don't have someone to practice with, practice by yourself.
Even 10 minutes a day can help you become more comfortable with English.
So don't wait for the perfect moment.
Don't wait until your grammar is perfect.
Don't wait until you know every English word.
Start with the English you have today.
Speak a little, make mistakes, learn something new.
And come back tomorrow and do it again.
That's how confidence grows.
So here's your challenge. After this episode, speak English for just 10 minutes.
Talk about your day. Describe something around you. Or simply answer a few questions in English.
It doesn't matter if your English isn't perfect.
What matters is that you start.
And if you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Share it with someone who is also learning English.
And keep listening, keep practicing, and keep improving.
Remember, confidence doesn't come before you speak.
Confidence comes because you speak.
So start today.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Keep learning, keep practicing, and most importantly, keep speaking English.